Are you ready? You think you could tell us what to do? You think you could tell us what to wear? You think that you're better? Well, you better get ready. Bow to the masters. Break the wall!
Welcome to 216 The Net, hosted by Tom's Production Studios. Woo! Let me tell you something, brother. First time in the new office. 216 North, is that what we're going to call it?
216 North.
At Tom's Production Studios. So just moved here. Technically August 1st is the new lease date. So it's going to be a little bit in progress. So
Set will change.
Yep.
More shows will be added.
Studios, as I'm shouting from the background.
We're running on one microphone today.
Hey, so I've been told I was loud enough.
So it's been a while since you've been in.
It has been a while since I've been in person. Just actually a little bit. Just took the kids to a trip down to Tennessee.
How was that?
It was interesting and very enjoyable, but was able to make sure Hayden had Peacock on the phone, so if he wanted to watch any wrestling, he watched it there. So we huddled over a nice 6-inch screen.
Yeah, that
was fun. But while I was down in the lovely southern part of the country, there was a restaurant, Bojangles, that had a promotion going on right now. And let's just say the kids had to make sure that Tom had a nice housewarming present for the new studio. So they had some signature cups that we had to get. Every restaurant I had to go to. I had to go to so many of these places to try to get all 4. And it's Tom, how many you got there?
Got 3 right now.
You got 3 right there. Well, as I said, I was going to break the record.
Oh.
This was the one I had to make sure I got. The Hard Foundation cup.
How many ones did you go to?
7.
Do you have the Hard Foundation? No.
Yeah, it was. Hey, you get the wrestling cups? Yeah. Which ones you have? I had this one.
Dudley Boys.
This one. I was like, do you have the Hard Foundation? No. We actually picked that one up. Hayden had to grab something to drink in Kentucky.
Okay.
So Bowling Green, Kentucky, that one came from. So
I think I saw a promo. Was it on Raw or SmackDown? They had a promo.
I saw that too, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be in the
Like,
area.
what the heck is a Bojangles?
Bojangles, as it was described to me, is the southern version of Popeyes, which is weird because Popeyes is Louisiana. Okay. Great food, only chicken.
All right.
But I saw the wrestling cups and I was like, hey, Megan's like, we gotta get them. So you have a set, we have a set at our home, but I had to make sure I had this one for you.
So is this the complete set?
This is the complete set. So I don't know if this is season 1.
It's like the WrestleMania 13. Remember that?
Yeah.
Like when Burger King had that promotion?
Yeah.
So here we got the Brothers of Destruction, where it's Kane and Undertaker.
Gives a little facts about the group too on there.
We got the Outsiders, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash.
Yep.
We looked old last night.
He did.
And we got the Dudley Boys.
I was kind of shocked with like the teams that they went with, because like Rock and Roll Express, all of that,
and the Hart Foundation.
And I kind of missed it. They kind of failed because it says on here it's Bo Star Time, and every time I kept seeing it, all I thought about was Bo leaving Bo.
Yeah.
Well, now Uncle Javi. So, right. I figured that was a good segue.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Oh, you did break the record. Oh, you switched the background too.
He did.
Douglas showed up.
Yep.
Yeah, because I'd be say like I'm kind of shocked that they don't like have maybe like a homegrown team.
Yeah. I mean, I could see like being Knoxville, like being in Tennessee area. Okay, you got Brothers of Destruction with Kane being mayor down there. Okay, but it was just like Outsiders. Okay, Hart Foundation. Okay, the Dudley Boys was the one that threw me. Because like, why not have Edge and Christian? Why not have the Hardy Boys? I know they're still wrestling, but so are the Dudley Boys apparently. So it's just a weird choice. I don't know if they're gonna do more. We'll find out. I'll stay tuned.
They always take money.
No, for sure. I figured you would like that one.
Yeah, thank you very much.
No problem.
All right, so the big news was last night was SummerSlam.
The supposed last of a one night SummerSlam.
We didn't have to submit picks because it was just a given we'd win anyway.
Okay.
So I mean, I had like someone asked like what my picks were, and like they showed me their picks, and I'm like, it's wrong.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? Like, you got 4 losers. They're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, Dirty Dom is going to somehow cost Rhea the match.
Now
retain.
I like how they played that because the first time he does it, he interferes. You're like, oh, he's gonna. Like you hear it in the mouth, like you can't win this way. It's a DQ. It's a DQ. It's like okay,
you can't win the title.
Yeah,
so,
you kind of set the tone right, and then, I mean, but they kind of Finn and Damien played it. That Damien's like Finn and Dominic. They did the same thing to me. If you think about how it was played out, they kind of played the cards the same. They both set up the Judgment Day to get while they were going to get the pin, did the rope break on the opponent, and it cost the match.
Right.
But continue.
And that's where the other match with Judgment Day, Damian Priest versus Gunther, where they also had Damian retaining. I'm like, he's not retaining. Yeah. After the last pay-per-view, where like he even admit that like he botched but didn't botch.
Yeah.
Like he's in the doghouse.
Yeah.
So like they're gonna cost him the match anyway.
I think these press conferences at the end, they're nice to see because they're more personal. But like when the wrestlers are admitting those things on those kind of events, like like people are watching, people are listening at headquarters, like they were listening at the old station.
Right.
But that one was actually probably one of my favorite matches of the night was Gunther versus Damian.
And that's where too, like, I hate where, I don't know, it's just us with our experience just watching a product for so long that we just know what's going to happen. Because it's like, what's the next pay-per-view?
Bad Blood.
No. Bash at Berlin.
Bash, yeah, it is.
So they're going to want Gunther to be the champion
going into Berlin.
To
grab all that hometown fans.
Right. Because if they're not going to have him win this match, then kind of what they did with Braun Strowman, not Braun Strowman, Braun Breaker.
Yeah.
With Sami Zayn, it's like, okay, well, you thought Braun was going to win last time. He didn't win last time, but he wins it this time.
But they did. I mean, I forgot about Berlin, but they did set up to me a lot of future rivalries for Bad Blood in Atlanta. I mean, like you kind of saw it going on right away with, the Judgment Day was kind of on shaky water there, shaky ice. But you definitely now know it's going to be Damian versus Finn, and they might do it at Berlin as well. And then I think Finn's going to get annihilated and then have to rely on that demon to come back and bring the demon back at Bad Blood, homage to Kane, and
Halloween time too.
Yeah, Halloween time, exactly. But there was a lot of those. Like, I mean, we can go down the whole card, but so right now we are still champs.
We're the champs.
Okay.
They're dumb.
Okay.
What was your one that like I told him to? I said the only one I was kind of iffy on my pick was Nia and Bayley, but it's pure nepotism with The Rock in charge with Nia.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why she's winning.
Yeah.
And she won Queen of the Ring, and she now wins the championship.
Yeah, that one was one of those. I knew it was going to happen, but I didn't want it to happen. I'm just not a Nia Jax fan.
Oh, no one. I don't think anyone is.
And I mean, it's so bad to say because I mean, like, I couldn't do what she's doing at her age.
Right.
I could, so it's nothing against the performance of it. I just, her as a person and her as an athlete, in even a character.
Right.
I just don't like it. There's nothing about her that I like.
Right. As soon as she's on a TV, it's either mute or click and searching on the phone or flipping channel, wait until that segment's open.
You're going to get very dry audio from her, but also you're going to get very lackluster promos and then very stiff matches.
Right. And someone's more likely going to get injured.
Now one thing that I could see them, because Triple H loves the long-term booking, is do you see? I mean, the only people that can realistically, I think, take her down would be Jade or Bianca.
Oh, you'll probably Tiffany will more likely be the one that will turn on her.
But see, I could see Tiffany getting Liv, and now all of a sudden you have that dynamic of both of them have a title, and then that's where I could see again Bianca and Jade going after both titles solo, and then you now go from a Nia and Tiffany to Bianca and Jade champions, because they're not going to be on good terms either.
Right.
I mean, I could see that being for a long-term booking.
Because I think the goal is WrestleMania Jade versus Bianca. They're going to try to get that going soon.
Yeah. It'd be good to see.
I mean, that's like when the fans first saw them in the Royal Rumble together. That was like the almost compared to the Warrior and Hogan.
Oh, she's actually on.
Is it good morning for her? Or
No, she's at work. I mean, she's
not at work.
Yes, I mean, she's working hard right now. No, that is Megan. She is working.
Thanks
now.
for the cups.
She's working now her actual job, so she's probably in the cage right now, which all she's doing is watching robots, and when they pass out, she has to go recover them. So I'm glad that we could keep her entertained for a little bit.
We got a cage over in here too, in the new studio. So before we go any other stuff, I'll just say, we're in the Tom's Production Studio. It's the old Johnsburg Police Station. So there's some quirks here that's kind of fun, where if you don't have a key, you could get potentially locked into a room until someone with a key lets you out.
Hey, I still love your front desk. I would definitely put like an electric chair kind of behind them.
I'm waiting for that one to go on clearance.
Oh, she's in chill. So what she's in is she's actually in the freezer section, or the light freezer.
Well, that's a good time to be right now.
I feel great right now.
Yeah, so then the other funny thing was Monday, my son was working here. We're like doing some taping for taking nails off the walls and prepping for painting. My internet wasn't working yet here. I was waiting for Comcast to send the box. So I went home, worked some more, and left him here for like 2 hours. Get a text from him, probably like 3:30. Mm-hmm. Get me the hell out of here. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
So I pull up, and there he is at the front door with a hammer and a power drill. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm not going back in there. I'm like, what are you talking about? What happened? So we walked over in our kitchen area, or what I call the kitchen area, used to be one of the holding cells for the old police station. Mm-hmm. So if you go in that room, if you don't have a doorstop, all the doors locked behind you.
You took the door off the hinges?
So no. So what happened, what he said he saw was, in there I have a garbage can. He saw the lid go down. He saw the water dispenser pouring. And then he heard like a loud slamming of a door somewhere. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Come back.
I'm definitely loving this for Halloween.
So yeah, so I come in, I start investigating. I'm like, okay, I see the garbage can lid is down. But all the doors were kind of how I left them when I left. So I didn't see anything out of the ordinary there. And then the water cooler, I took off the dripping tray, completely dry. No water in there. So I'm like, you saw water going? He's like, yeah, I saw it going on and pouring out. Like, there's no water in there.
Yeah.
So a couple days later, I went to the village and asked them, like, hey, do you, I get my updated registration sticker. And since they used to be here, some of the cops used to be here, I was talking to them. As soon as like I mentioned this place, they started laughing. I'm like, so you do know? Like, yeah. So, and then like one of them just kind of said, oh yeah, that kitchen area with the tile room, that's really haunted.
Nice.
So, so I went home, apologized to my son, go, okay, I'm sorry.
Why did we do a podcast in there then?
No.
For bad blood?
Sometimes lighting, maybe, yeah, it'll be perfect lighting for bad blood. So yeah, what they're saying is they think it may be in like, I think it was Sergeant William Gunas that passed away in 2003. They think it may be him that's in this place.
Did he drink a lot of water?
I have no idea.
Oh.
And there was also a fire and rescue squad place. So before it was the police station. So something was going on. So that's the quick update of the new Tom's Productions office and studio. So if there's stuff going on in the background, it could be someone or something. So, all right. So, anyways, we'll go back to SummerSlam. What was the other match? We had Logan Paul versus LA Knight.
Again, you kind of knew the outcome of that one, especially because the way they did the banners on the whole ring was Slim Jim. I mean,
All right, yes, they showed the sponsor right.
Yeah,
it's like
you knew it was gonna happen. And you have Logan Paul come out and like greet the security, and then one of them's MGK, who's from Ohio, and which so is Logan Paul technically.
Right.
But it was not really he did have some good moves. Like I told Megan, he's earned my respect as an athlete, as a performer, but I think he still just needs to cut his teeth before he gets a real like title push.
Right. I mean, yeah, because he had 2 title defenses and 200 something days.
And I love how they did that for every match. Like, why was it like the whole stat was like, they've had the title for 200 plus days, 3 defenses. It's like, really, guys? Like, this isn't helping your product in my mind. Like,
and it's like, and for me too, like watching the fan reaction, like how they are just eating everything alive. Like, is it just they got so many new fans that have never watched before that just don't like? For me, it's SummerSlam was watchable. It was entertaining, too predictable, but the rest of it was just kind of like,
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't to me any real buildup. Like, there was no, as I've said before, like, I did not need to watch the week leading up to the pay-per-view to get anything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, things that they've posted on social media and stuff like that, like, it was fine. I was able to catch up with the storylines and everything. Like I said, to me, they were looking more for the Bad Blood pay-per-view. I think in my mind, they're not even looking at Berlin.
This is like a transition pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Like you were saying.
It's definitely one of those where they announced, what was it, 2 weeks ago or whatever, that they were doing Bad Blood, or was that at Money in the Bank?
Something like that.
Like, they made a big ordeal about it. Like, Atlanta, we're going to be doing Bad Blood. Like, there has not been an announcement about Berlin at all.
And this week they made an announcement that it's going to be Survivor Series War Games in Vancouver. And then after a show, Big E kind of let it out of the bag. It's going to be Bloodline versus Bloodline.
Yeah.
So it's like,
which you all knew.
Well, you already knew, but it's like when they're already like doing it before it develops on TV. It's like, okay, that's not really good.
Yeah.
And like a lot of times, like now it's like these announcers or whatever or special guests, they're spoiling half the show.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
It's like, I got the inside. I don't want to look stupid on camera. I want to look smart, so I'm going to say what they're going to do. And it's like worse than the internet.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of miss kayfabe. Just a little bit. I mean,
just a little bit.
I think it would have made, and that's kind of what, touching on what you said about the whole, like, fans not seeing it coming, or is it because we've watched it for so long? But, like, without kayfabe, like, everyone's out there posting what they're doing.
Right.
Charlotte Flair is pretty much ready to return. So is Alexa Bliss. So is Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you knew Roman was as well. So, like, you knew someone.
As soon as they
coming.
said Bloodline rules, you knew Roman was coming back.
Correct. Or Jimmy. You knew one of them were coming back. But
and I was kind of shocked that Jimmy didn't come back. I thought maybe he would have come back first. And when it's like the repeat, the bad sequel to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Not so great villain and the same guys coming back.
Yeah. I mean, it was nice to see, KO because of his hiatus with his family going on. It was nice to see him come back. But yeah, that was one thing, like, he didn't even say. He was like, where's Jimmy at? Is he okay? I'm like, yeah, he's fine. It was like, but probably what's going to happen is Roman's going to come back, which he did.
Right.
He'll probably now get attacked by Solo, which then you'll have probably, in my mind, Jay will help him.
Mm-hmm.
And that will kind of rekindle that. And then they'll be kind of looking for somebody, because there's still another Fatu that's coming. We know that. He's already been in PC. But I can see those two getting attacked, and then all of a sudden a car pulls up and it's Jimmy, and they all scatter. Mm-hmm. And then there's kind of like, well, what side is he on? Mm-hmm. He'll end up going with Roman, but I still think they're going to keep the Usos divided. I think they're just going to be cordial.
And then and then you'll get The Rock back at some point. Where
Right,
Do you need him back?
I think they're going to bring him back for Survivor Series.
In what caliber though?
I think he'll come back in the end,
Okay.
and then to set up the whole Roman versus Rock for WrestleMania.
Okay, I could see that angle. I don't see him doing anything other than maybe coming out top of the ramp, causing a distraction for Roman getting pinned by Solo, and that's it.
I think it would be where he comes in, like similar to what he did last night. Like what Roman did will be what The Rock would do. Just come in the middle of the ring and then turn on Roman.
Yeah.
With once Roman versus Solo or whatever.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed. I mean, if you want to go to that match now, but like the Bloodline, it was nice to see Fatu's come out. Then you saw KO.
Fatu is going to be something special.
Yes.
I mean, you could tell why they waited to bring him out because he's going to overshadow everyone.
He's beast.
He is.
He's got charisma.
And that's
he's got
almost like
energy.
were they trying to do that with Solo before they knew they could get him? Because it was kind of the same role. Like he came out, he was going to be this enforcer. But to me, when they had Solo, like what? I mean, the Samoan thumb, like that's nothing. This
Small
guy, like you don't know what he's going to do.
Well, the issue with Solo too is how many matches did he lose? I think he lost every single match last year.
Yeah.
The only match he ever won was against Cena. It was like,
which.
He was always the guy that, okay, we're going to have you beat either Solo or Jimmy before you fight Roman.
Yeah.
What about Jelly Roll?
Hey. I mean, hey, all I got to say is I think Austin Creed, I think he did a nice jump.
Yeah.
But
he sold the one hand choke.
He did, but I mean, he sold it well, but he needed some help with that because that was a little too easy. Like, you didn't even get to, like, the back support. Like, you just like, huh?
And it would have been better if they didn't do the 5-knuckle shuffle because he couldn't get up off the mat.
No. And if you notice, it was like, and I said that right when you said, I was like, he can't get up. And then all of a sudden, you just saw, like, R-Truth, where he's like, trying to help him up right away. Like, roll to the ring, buddy, roll the ropes.
That's it.
But even, like, the chair shot from him, it was just, like, so, like, stiff and, like, like, come on, man, swing that thing.
He was afraid to hit him.
Yeah, swing that thing.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Yeah. That's what I missed. Like, I think there was an interview I watched where it was The Rock versus Ken Shamrock.
Mm-hmm.
And Ken Shamrock came on and he's like, I told The Rock, he's like, you hit me. Like, you swing that mother effer. Like, you hit me. If you're not going to hit it, I'm not selling it. The Rock's like, are you sure? Mm-hmm. Ken's like, yep. I mean, but that was what now we grew up on. Now it's like,
Shamrock been hit harder.
Right. Oh, he's been hit a lot. Yeah, both of them have.
Right.
But now, fast forward a year, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now you're on Netflix. Now you have that syndication, we'll say, platform. Do you think the pay-per-views and the premium events,
premium live events, PLEs,
yes, the PLEs, do you think they change?
No, because I think they still have a deal with Peacock.
Okay.
I think what's going to happen, we're going to have Roman go over to Netflix around that time when they start. I mean, they're already showing the more Attitude-esque era reappearing.
Yeah.
Because even last night, Cole even said, go on, Pat, say it. He's like, can I say it? He's like, yeah, you can say it. That was shit, or something like that. Yeah, so it's like they're hinting at where they're going, and I mean, especially like the Liv and Dom segments in the past the 9:00 hour. So I think they're trying to give you guys a taste, or the audience a taste of
what
this is. It's going to get even more raunchy. It's going to get more attitude. I mean, they got the cast for it right now. Guys that want frustration between behind the scenes kind of stuff going on, and I mean,
It could level the live events up.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, 'cause I mean,
it has to, because if you get dirty now on Monday nights,
but that's what I'm saying, because again, they're not Raw PLEs and SmackDown PLEs.
Right.
Since it's both shows, you can't tell me if I'm a Raw athlete or on the Raw roster that I can go this far on Monday, but then on my premium day I can only go this far. Like, there's a limit. You can't do that. So I mean, I just think that it's going to show on the PLEs, and that, I mean, again, Peacock plays a lot more adult content as well. I mean,
Right. So that's where the PLEs you're going to get more. USA will be tamed back, but you'll get a little bit more than what you're getting on Fox.
Yeah.
I mean, you could say more on USA than you can on Fox. So it's what they got 1 more month left, I think.
Yeah, I thought it was just very soon, very one
So
month.
is it September when they move over to USA? So
I'll find out.
you'll find out. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting there because then you got the rumors that the AEWs are getting that deal with Max. It's on paper.
It's on paper, but I wonder who put pen to paper on that one.
Right.
Is Mr. Money coming out?
So yeah,
Sorry,
the big news this week was him and Shane McMahon, Tony Khan met, talked about stuff. Shane's not wanted back in WWE right now.
Neither is Stephanie.
But they showed her on camera last night.
But it was interesting. Now, do you watch the postcard?
I do, yeah.
Okay. It was very interesting. Someone actually asked that question.
Right.
It was like, hey, what is her role? What is she going to be in more things? And Triple H is like, nope. She's been around this for so long. That's why. She's my wife, pretty much. Like, she does not have an official title. She does not have any. They are really trying to, like, push away
The McMahon
name. And I would not be shocked if she, like I said before, it comes back as Stephanie.
Well, even on
whatever
the thing
Triple H is
was.
last.
Livy or Little.
Yeah.
Well, what's funny is like
Vivek.
they even show her name, Stephanie McMahon.
Yeah.
They don't show it Stephanie McMahon Helmsley anymore or Levesque. Like,
Yeah.
just take it to Stephanie Levesque and you're fine.
October. USA.
Oh. Okay.
All right. So right around Bad Blood.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So we talked about LA Knight.
Well, let's talk about the man who shall remain nameless. What did you find interesting or
So, like, the rumor was it was going to be a lot like the Bret Hart Undertaker match from '97 with Shawn Michaels as a special guest referee. I mean,
Hey, let's talk about the special guest referee first.
Yeah.
How many zebras were killed for that outfit? 2. That was Megan's comment. 2. I actually like how he reffed that match.
Yeah.
I mean, he did not do it because you always have guest referees where it's like, I'm to the book, to the letter of the law, or I'm like, I don't know what I'm
so
doing.
biased. Or,
Yeah. And he played it. He played both sides very well. But
I enjoy the small details that they're doing with the bracelet.
yes, I do and I don't.
That to me that was a good part of the storytelling.
It was. I didn't like how it was like anytime the bracelet was in camera, like Punk looked and stared. Like the whole time. Like he was like, wait, I can't wrestle right now. I'm gonna look at this. And I'm like, wait a second, dude. Like, come on, like I mean the whole angle with like him and Seth, like, how did you get that? Like I picked it up. Like
Well, the funny, what I found funny is the colors he wore.
Oh yeah.
That was just knowing what the mattress is supposed to be like.
Oh, yeah.
I just started laughing.
well, look at what even Drew McIntyre came out in. Drew McIntyre came out in like forest green and black, which was very and a giant trench coat in a sense,
right.
like Undertaker.
Right.
I mean, it was very much that
Yeah.
match was the you could tell was the framework.
Right, and that's where it's like my issue with the Pepsi Boy guy is he has no original ideas.
No.
He likes to copy Bret's matches to a T.
To a T. And that's why I laughed.
And that's like the AEW matches when you watch, I wouldn't recommend watching them, but if you're very bored or whatnot, you can watch a couple of those AEW matches where it's like, yeah, it was this exact same as the Bret Hart match or the Tag Team Hart Foundation match, move for move.
Oh yeah.
And with what they're doing, the roll-ups, the trips, and I mean, just everything was like.
Yeah, I mean, but I will say this, and I know it's not a popular opinion. He didn't look as bad as he did at AEW.
He still looked gassed.
He does 100% still look
Yeah.
gassed. But there was moments in that match where I could still see he had something in the tank left. It was not because those AEW matches were awful.
Bad,
Like I was bored.
He was gassed.
He was like, I mean, I was
I was
bored.
sure.
Even his MMA fights, like he was just first round gassed. And to see him go up against, wow,
Drew.
Drew, thank you. I mean, and have a couple big hits from Drew and kind of come back, I will give him credit there. But at the same time, you knew the outcome. He's still going to get his lashings from everybody because of how he left WWE. You know, I mean, you could say it was so many years ago and look what Cody did, but sorry, Cody came back a different person. You're coming back the same prick that you were.
And you even said you're just there to make the money.
Correct.
And that's where I told some people too, like we're doing our picks, like Drew's going to win.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're going to start the siege for the Seth versus Pepsi Boy feud going on, because that's the rumored WrestleMania match. And two, it's like, when do they ever let someone that was a big name from another corporation besides Cody come in and win?
Yeah, but see, that's the thing, though. I don't think they did that with Cody. I mean, again, same thing. Cody got to the pinnacle and lost. Like, I mean, like, how many times?
Well, his first match was WrestleMania against Seth, and he won.
Okay, yeah.
But like most of the time, it's like, okay, you have Sting come in, lose. You have someone, Vince was known for it. Anyone that would come from WCW, if he did not like them at all, whatever, was automatic. No, like our stars are so much better than our jobbers could beat your superstar kind of thing. That ego. And that's where, like, with Pepsi Boy, it's like he even said when he first signed, it's all about the money.
Mm-hmm.
He's here to make money, not friends. So he has no problem losing a match because he knows he's going to get paid. He could care less. All he wants to do is just main event WrestleMania. That's it.
Yeah.
And I can see as soon as he main events WrestleMania, he probably retires.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it. I mean, again, I wouldn't be hurt if he did at all.
Just go away.
Yeah, I mean, it's what more do you got left? But again, for all of the lackluster promos that they did and the events leading up, I think the match held its own. It was not the best match of the night, but it was not the worst match of the night.
Yeah, like
Nia Jax was the worst match of the night.
oh yeah, they only had like one. The Bailey powerbomb was the only good move in that match.
Yeah,
shockingly, but yeah, because like I was hoping Drew would just come out, hit a Claymore, and be done.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I wanted. But what I found funny too was how slow was Seth's pin when he was counting.
Multiple times.
To me, well, no, like when Drew, like the final one, like
yeah, it was.
I think that was the slowest pin count in history, and I think that was just like an FU to Pepsi Boy.
Yeah,
because I think it was supposed to be a faster pin count, and I was just like, nope, like this is screw you.
Yeah, but I think that was probably my 1A match because I like Seth Rollins in that role. I mean, he played it great. I mean, there was times where you caught him like putting his feet up on the top rope, and he just sat there like, I don't really care what's going on. I'm not even counting right now. Because even Michael Cole was like, oh, yeah, Seth's not even counting. This is clearly longer than 10 seconds. Like, really? All right, so, but that one was probably like one of the better ones.
It was entertaining. I mean, for the most part, it was probably, I'd say, one of their better PLEs for this year, which really is not saying much.
No. But that's also not saying much to the weekly program either.
Right. But we still watch it.
Yeah.
We'll watch it again tomorrow night.
But do you watch it live?
If I can.
Okay.
Um,
Even if I can, I don't watch it live. I'll admit that right now.
Okay. Yeah, so if I can, I'll watch it live. If I look at the news report the next day or that night of nothing happening, or the Facebook post or like nothing interesting, I'll be like, I'll just skip it.
Yeah.
So,
you know, I mean, I do DVR it, but it's also just half the time there's just so much crap.
Well, it's 3 hours.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, I just want to see some good fighting. I just want to see some good. What story are we building off of? What are we doing? And mostly it's because of this podcast.
Right.
You know, is why I even like care into those stories. But again, I was kind of shocked there wasn't a Wyatt Six sighting.
Well, there's no Gable match.
Yeah. Oh, still, I mean, I just feel like there's more feuds that you could line up instead of just going after Gable.
Well, and that's where they said after PLE, where next year's SummerSlam will be the 2-nighter. How long they're going to do it, he doesn't know. We'll see how it works. But it's like, I was looking at the attendance. What was last night's attendance? Like 57, 56?
57,000. I think it was less than 58,000.
It was less than 58. That stadium holds for football,
Way more than
65,
that.
70. So it's like you get more people in there too with the floor seating. That really was not a good pay-per-view building.
Yeah, but it broke records.
Sponsorship.
As it says, it broke records. It broke gate.
And then it's like I'm looking at it.
SummerSlam records.
Yeah.
I, as a fan, like if I was even there last night, I would probably have been pissed for the humidity,
Mm-hmm.
being that hot and humid sitting there. And then it's like the outdoor events with the way how they have the ring set up with the side rails and over for the Videotron. It's like if you're on any bad angle, like you're not seeing anything.
No, especially when they don't do those straight ramps. Like when they do these ramps at all these PLEs where it's like, okay, we're gonna do like a somewhat J/L. Like if you're sitting right where the ramp is or right where the Titantron is, like you don't see nothing.
Right.
You're literally watching it on TV. You're getting the good 5-second clip when they first come out. But 90% of the time now, the performers' pyros are moments later when they're halfway down the ramp or something else and their song goes on.
And that's where it's like I'm debating whether or not to go to Royal Rumble in Indy. Because I mean, it's going to be Cena's last hurrah or whatever, but
I mean,
I would prefer to go to Indy than Chicago any day.
just saying. I mean, I think the podcast should have some sort of presence there.
A little travel.
Travel, you know, Media Row. I mean,
No, I doubt that one.
it's not in the budget this year.
It may not be.
Yeah, it was interesting because when we were driving through Indy, actually, because we went that way, Hayden was like, wait, Indianapolis. I'm like, yeah. He's like, isn't that where? And like, he said every single time. So like, I mean, he is watching it, you know, so it is nice to kind of watch it with him. But he's even picking up on the stories and picking up where things are going to happen because of this. So it's definitely, I don't know, I don't want to say bad storytelling, but.
Man, yeah, it's fun like when the kids get involved. I wish my kids would get involved more. Sarah will only watch it, my youngest, when like I have her on a Friday night and SmackDown's on, and she knows she can go on YouTube after. She'll go get her like Bianca and Bailey wrestling figures. I think Lacey Evans is the other one, and she'll play with them during the show. And then whenever Bianca comes out, she's like, "Oh, that's Daddy's girlfriend."
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, you can call her mom.
Yes.
But yeah, it's like my boys, like Josh will occasionally watch it. Like he watched it like when they were at Madison Square Garden. And I yelled at him to come down because first it was Brunson out, and then all of a sudden when Halliburton came out, he was all excited about that. I almost did get the Halliburton shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm $32.50 for that. I'm like, no way. $32 for a shirt? Like, no.
I mean, hey, you think if you can print it.
Yeah, that's where I'm like, yeah, like 25 I consider, but 32 no. Like it's a t-shirt.
Yeah, it's nice. The other kids don't really. I mean, they're like, "Oh, wrestling's on." They get excited, and then their attention spans.
Right.
Like Hayden's probably the only one that will really sit there and watch it, but he'll still even at times step to the side, do something else, and then come back.
What's going to happen tomorrow night on Raw? You're going to start out with maybe a 15-20 minute promo, and then a TV throwaway match, and then behind the scenes stuff.
Commercial break.
Then our match with interference. And then our commercial break, or maybe picture in picture if you're lucky.
Yeah.
If you're lucky.
If you're lucky. So I mean, I think we're forgetting. Well, we kind of vaguely talked about Gunther versus Damian.
Yeah.
Again, I liked that match. I liked that they kind of showed that Gunther was human because they kept referencing, like, oh look, someone broke him open. Like he's not Superman. Like,
well, it's not how many chops have they taken.
Yeah, but it's just like that was such a draw point for them. Like, oh look, he's bleeding in his chest. No one's ever broke him open. Like, who cares? Like, he's human. But then again, you had Finn Balor come out, cause a distraction. Damian came out of it almost like, as you always say, the Cody Rhodes, super inhuman kind of breakup. And then you know, it was the same thing. He had the pin, and same thing that Dominic did. Finn did for Gunther, and put the leg up on the rope, and it was kind of rinse and repeat.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm tired of Cody. All his matches are the same.
Ugh.
And that's the same thing too. It's like where he comes out, it's like, why are people like just glamoring over him? I mean, it's just like AEW fans saw like he's just boring.
Yeah.
Like didn't care for his matches and style because it was always the same, and that's just what WWE likes. Is okay, here's your same work formula that worked for Cena and Hogan, or your 5 simple move sets. And
one thing that I didn't notice, I mean, what I am getting really tired of with him though is like these long drawn out, like, oh, we're showing him get off the bus.
Right.
Okay, he grabs Pharaoh.
He grabs his dog. Last road trip with the dog.
Yeah, and he takes the dog so far, and then it's like
he gets his wardrobe.
He gets his wardrobe. It's like, why are we showing all this? Like, it's not the personality.
Right.
Like, it's not when he was what was it before Stardust?
Dashing.
Yeah. Like if you were having that, I could see now playing into that where you know you have someone kind of make sure your face is all glossed up right and oiled up correctly. But I am seeing more in his matches a heel Cody than more face Cody. Because there was a couple times where he had the stairs and he hit Solo with them and he's like, go down. But there was a couple times where he was saying, go the F down. Like, and he kept doing it and doing it. Like, that's not something a face does. Like, a face has always been, I'm not going to use the weapon because it's going to dishonor the match, even though it's no DQ. Like, they hated doing it. Like, if you look at when The Rock was a face versus the heel, he was always relying on his athleticism, his mic skills, whatever. So I am seeing more of that unhinged Cody. I still love them to see them take on the Nightmare persona. You know, I mean, with Bad Blood coming up, it could happen.
And that's where I think his feud right now with Bloodline's going to be on a halt for a while. And my guess is the next feud is going to be Randy.
I could see him going to Randy.
I think Randy's going to turn on him probably on SmackDown this week or next week.
I mean, because I don't think, again, Roman's going to take over the Bloodline story.
And they'll set that up for the Bad Blood main event and he may not even go to Berlin.
Yeah.
Because you got Gunther there, so you don't need him.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, there's a lot that could happen, and I would definitely love to see Randy take it. I think he's the only one that I could see realistically take it from Cody, where you could build something out of it. But then that opens the question, as I've asked before, do you let Cena break the record?
Oh,
The record on paper.
I think you get Randy the title. Because where were we at last show? That he was at 14, right? Randy was at 14, Cena's at 16. So he gets the title, he's at 15.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe,
which now takes him past Triple H.
And then maybe like him and Cody go back and forth. He wins the Bad Blood, and then Cody wins it back at Survivor Series or whatever.
Yeah.
So and he then wins it again, maybe the Rumble.
Which then you let maybe Cena win the Rumble.
Maybe Cena wins the Rumble and goes against Randy.
Yes, I don't see them pushing Cena versus Gunther at all. Like, because that's too new of an wrestler for Cena. To like, what is that going to do for Cena? Right. What's that going to do for Gunther? Okay, you beat Cena on his farewell tour. Like, you beating Randy Orton, who you've had many rivalries with.
And you're going to want to do that one last time.
Yeah. You're going to want that one last money grab.
Did good for Randy, too.
Yeah. I'm sure the
last draw, too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, and it's who do we think we're going to see for Cena's last hurrah? When will this last hurrah be? Will it be Survivor Series? Will it be December?
No, I see it honestly.
SummerSlam? Because they keep saying it's going to be beyond WrestleMania.
Yeah. I see his last hurrah being Rock, Cena. Do what, 3? No, they've done it more than 3 times.
No, they've done it twice.
So they have Rock, Cena.
Both in their rockers or wheelchairs.
Yeah, but that's what they're both at. I mean, like, they're both performance enhanced. I mean, like, They
They're
both have horrible
part-timers, so they don't
hairlines.
have to.
Yeah, but they've had such great rivalries that where like I could see, because again, just like I can see like Sting when he went, his last match.
Hey, it's Joshua. What's up, Froggy?
I can see Cena versus The Rock being that his kind of farewell. And that's also one way to be like The Rock kind of saying, and I hate to say it, I think The Rock would take it as a boardroom decision. I see them wheels spinning behind that screen there.
Yeah, no, I think his last one, win or lose, it'll be like the Hall of Fame. You'll have just people come out, the Undertaker, congratulating. You know what I mean?
Like the Ric Flair.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because he's meant that much. I mean, he carried him for how many years? In the early
Resist
2000s.
aggression period. And PG era.
So
I think he's the only one that's actually went through like the two eras.
And I we talked about it before. I mean, he's only the only one I can think of that would be on multiple Mount Rushmores for eras. So we had to break it up by eras.
Yeah.
And he is. But I can see something like that. But again, that's what everyone wants to know is how are you now going to book Cena? Because that's going to change a whole lot. Does he get a title? Does he not? Is there a title he's missing?
Yeah, the IC title.
Okay.
So do you have him go against Braun Breaker? Do you wait for him to wrestle someone else? Maybe he gets that title before he gets a world championship title.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the last title he wins and then retires.
Could be.
Because I could see them like they did that with Brett, where like they let him get the U.S. title.
We're getting bombarded here.
By
all the details are coming out the woodwork today.
Oh, they got home from youth group, so.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Maybe we should start our show at 8:30.
Maybe we'll get more fans.
I have to promises for my.
Yeah, he's in there.
Hi, Elizabeth. Are you watching wrestling?
The bald guy on the left.
Yeah.
Best friend Alex. Who's the best wrestler in AEW? Wow, he's actually got a question there.
That's all on you. You know how I am with that AEW.
Oh. So the best overall wrestler, I'd say, Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson. Still the best. And Will Ospreay is the next one.
Yeah.
And right now, what time is it here?
I'm gonna go Young Bucks just to throw a wrench into the town's mix.
Yeah, so like AEW right now, Tony Khan needs to get Shane. They need that GM. They need that guy to come and right the ship.
But they need the guy
authority.
Yes, but they need the guy to stay a GM. They don't need Shane McMahon from Monday Night Raw or SmackDown, where he's like, "Hey, I'm going to be in the Rumble, and I'm going to jump from this side of the ring to this side." Of the ring.
No, they need that guy in charge that the peers respect. Because right now it's like, so and so is just Tony's buddy, so they're going to get away with whatever. And now it's like, they're Tony's new toy. Because right now, what happened with Britt Baker got suspended for something that she said in the locker room that MJF's girlfriend overheard, and it's stupid drama that should not be happening. And that's where it's like, this is hurting your business more, than your image.
Josh has got another one here. Who's your favorite? Or was Elizabeth's question?
Who's your favorite son?
Who's your favorite? My favorite Elizabeth is the one behind. She has it with the daughter. Elizabeth, my favorite daughter is Sarah because she watches wrestling with Daddy.
Move this way. This is a little hard.
What if Cena's last match was against Jericho?
They bring out Jericho.
Jericho would do it, wouldn't he? With money? Come in?
Well, there's talks right now that like Tony Khan is open to working with WWE again, but WWE is like, no.
Yeah.
They want to work
because they were trying to do that with Buddy Murphy or whatever. It's like, can I go help? He posted after the match. He goes, TK, can I go help mommy? And that'd be an awesome feud. Because it's such a weird thing, that feud to me, because
You know that they're married.
they're both married.
Both are married.
And then Liv
This
is
year.
recently
They're both
single.
recently married.
Yes, and Liv is recently single from Uncle Howdy, Bo Dallas, where it's like, okay, well, like, play the homewrecker card then. Like,
And that's where too. It's like all the wrestlers, like Ventura, so like they need the union, but it's like you could bring them in and they're going to be professional, whatever company they're in.
Dirty Dom just needs to go kiss him. That's all. That brother, I don't get it.
hey, but
I love the gimmick now. Like, he won me over after a WrestleMania where he showed up.
Then you get rid of the
top
mustache. Get rid of the mustache. Like, clean shaven. Keep them all.
No,
I don't care
see,
why
that's where it's perfect for him because he's got that just annoying when you want to punch his face look.
You're right. You're
Yeah.
absolutely right there.
There's the ghost.
You know, and that's fine, but he is now number one hated man for probably a 20 to 33-year-old.
Yeah.
And he's also
Probably the most hated man right now
Well,
because
it's
of
fine.
last night.
and he's the good hated man because it's the natural heat that you want, not the go away heat that Baron Corbin has, not
Right.
or what Nia
I
Jax
forgot about
has.
him. I forgot about
Where it's like you just don't want to watch him. You don't care.
Yeah.
Who's your dream guest on your podcast?
You, sweetie. I want you to come on the show.
It's
You
the
can come in
person
and
right
talk.
next to him in the chair, not me. The other
The one
person.
behind Alex. Well, we did have him on from
Oh, this guy
cameo.
right here. Yeah, he's right there.
We had a cameo from Bret Hart, what 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Omega Timothy.
Yeah, we had cameo. Must be probably around a year. I'm sure.
And she says no, she doesn't want to come on the show.
Yeah.
I'll let you talk to the ghost.
No.
I'm fine with bringing a Ouija board out, man. Let's see.
No Ouija boards. No Ouija boards.
Let's see.
I won't
Let's
go
see if
there.
they're a fan.
No.
Hey, dude, I'm fine with ratings in the afterworld.
Our psychic won't even play with Ouija board, bro.
Really?
Yeah. She said no, don't play with that.
I think like my brother, the pastor or whatever, like, he said like there's people I know like they done the Ouija board to try to burn it, and like it will not burn.
Yeah.
And, like,
Just don't bring that in here, bro.
no.
I know you can get it in the toy over at
Yeah.
Walmart. But don't
Yeah.
bring that shit in here.
It's gonna be on the ban list. No Ouija boards.
That's right.
All right. So realistically, I mean, do you see anything major coming out of this pay-per-view?
Which one, Bash Berlin or?
Oh, no, I
or
mean, do you
from-
see anything coming from SummerSlam that's going to bleed into Bash of Berlin, or is Bash of Berlin going to be a whole new card?
I mean, you'll probably see Priest and Baylor. You'll probably.
I see more UK talent, like Finn Balor, like Gunther,
Sheamus.
those people. Like when they go to Saudi Arabia, like you have the mainstay, but you also have more, of
See, that's where it's like
that region.
what I hate what WWE's been doing lately is the whole rematch clause. They've just been ignoring that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So like technically it should be Priest versus Gunther again, but a lot of times like they're just like, oh, you lost the match, you lost the title, like you don't get a rematch.
Yeah.
So I could see them either using Sheamus or even Drew.
Yeah, well, or they use the rematch clause pay-per-views down the road, where it's like, hey, I'm going to reinvoke my rematch clause because I haven't whatever, and it's like, hey, we're 2 PLEs away. Like you're now just injecting yourself into the match.
And
Like,
Priest now has a documentary, right? So
Yeah.
did that hurt? People want to watch it, or you think it built it up?
well, Megan has a theory on that. If you notice, every documentary that's come out before PLE, that person has lost the match. Roman Reigns,
Yeah.
lost. Damian Priest, lost. It's like when you see someone on an elimination show and they're crying,
Yeah.
like Tattoo, Ink Master, or whatever. We always go, that person's going home.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
You shed tears on TV, you're going home. You make up.
Chop.
Yes.
Always want to say. They go. What do you plan on doing with this money?
Yeah.
As soon as Ted says that, they're gone.
Yep, exactly. I mean, there's keys, but like
Right.
it's just been really weird with the choices of documentaries that they come out with. I mean, and I understand Gunther called him, street trash, and all that. And so you kind of want to show his side. But the big thing for me about Damian Priest is like just from a fan's perspective, even Gunther, like they were some big males, like they were heavier guys, and they got into shape. They showed what WWE really was about. I mean, I give them credit for that.
Yeah.
Because it really does show me that any age can get in shape. So
The best part about Gunther's match is when he looks up at the Jumbotron last night and he sees he's bleeding. He didn't even know.
Well, they did the same thing then with Damian.
Priest,
Though.
right?
Like Damian
Yeah.
didn't know what happened, and then all of a sudden they're like, he looked up at the time and they're like, Pat was
Saw the
like,
replay.
he's like, oh, he saw the replay just like us. And then there was like, he leaned forward and like lunged, like his eyes were like super large when he's looking at Finn. Like, it's gonna be interesting. I mean, that's the only thing I'm looking forward to from Raw. For Raw is that what is gonna happen? Is Damian is gonna come in there and like do like a Liv Morgan where he's burning the whole clubhouse?
Pretty much. I think that's where, like you said, like they're going to set up the next pay-per-view, or it'll probably be Finn and Priest, and then it's going to be Gunther versus some European. Who knows? Maybe what's that his name? Ilgal? Did they call up NXT? Maybe him.
I could see him, or I could see Big Bronson Reed being the where's he from?
He's from New Zealand or
Yeah.
Australia.
How about Braun?
Braun Strowman or Breaker
Breaker.
Really have anything going after double gold?
already.
Yeah. He's hot right now.
And that's where I think they screwed up. They should have had him do it for WrestleMania, not Sammy. But what
Well,
do
like I
know?
said, I mean, they needed to really make him that Goldberg-esque character.
Right.
And there's so many things like they keep touching on, like his speed from rope to rope and like all that. It's just
power.
like, okay, now just show him. And his final person needs to be Braun Strowman. Like he needs to run into the monster either with Wyatt or without.
And that's where I almost wonder now, like, maybe it would have been better if he did lose last night to Sammy, and then you bring out Big Papa Pump as his new manager. Because then you have a guy that can talk.
Yeah.
The fans know.
Mhm.
His dad wasn't so great at talking, but
And
his uncle was.
Triple H hates him.
And Triple H hates him. And,
His dad has some issues getting up and down. He's got some old war.
but like Scotty would be like, okay, you could be the manager at Scroll now, and
Scotty's still doing local shows.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's still doing local, so that would be a whole contract negotiation there.
but a lot of times that's nothing.
Yeah.
The independence is,
WWE with
Yeah,
You know,
oh, yeah, for sure.
here's a check.
that. Yeah.
We'll pay him out. I mean, that would be interesting. I mean, but he doesn't, to me, have a problem on the microphone.
Braun.
Braun, no, I mean he.
My issue with him was last night afterwards,
Yeah, I mean
because he's supposed to be the heel, and then like he's giving the props to Sammy, and like it was a total face.
Oh, it was definitely a face conference, and I heard that too. But I mean,
Like, listen,
again,
I thought he was a bad guy.
but to me though, he's also young. I mean, he's humble. He grew up in this industry. He
Right.
knows
Yeah.
what not to do and what to say. But I think he did slip up there a little bit. But I mean, dude, you just won your first title. I mean, I give him a little bit of credit. And again,
You want a title that none of your family members.
I was about to say you want a title that is prestigious.
Yeah.
You didn't win like the U.S. title. Or North. What's the new AEW one? North American.
North American.
Television title.
I think it was a Atlantic, and then went to like international something, and now it's
Now we've got the North American second Thursday TV title.
Hey, it's more titles than the
Break.
Walmart parking lot. I mean, Walmart section.
you get a title. You get a title.
Everybody gets it.
And that's where, yeah, I mean, it's because let's see, AEW's next big pay per view is at Wembley again, all in. That's, I think, August 25th, whatever that Sunday is. And then the following week is back at Chicago for All Out. I'm like,
We're all in. We're all out. We don't know what we
within
are.
a week. And so, like, right now, the main events were versus Brian Danielson in his final match. I could see them wanting Brian to win the title and go out as champ. Because interesting, was it this week or last week he filed a trademark for yes, yes, yes. So, I mean, I could see them wanting that for All Out all the fans doing it 60,000 or 60, 70,000, whatever it is going to be this year, doing that as a big FU to WWE. So, and then him dropping the title the following week, retiring.
Yep.
See, I would want him to drop it like Jeff Jarrett dropped the title. Like that's, I mean, like,
Well, lay down the middle.
yeah, just lay down. I mean, what more do you have to do? I mean, like you've come back from supposedly career-ending injury.
Right.
You've now, if you win the title, you've won the title in another company. Oh, there's only a few people that have done that. John Moxley's, I think, one of only
Moxley,
like 3.
Jericho.
But was it not Moxley that was like, he's in a unique category of like, because he's won titles at WWE, AEW, and New Japan. There's not many people that have won like the heavyweight title. I want to say there was like some stat I heard from.
Yeah.
But
And I think, well, Bryan Danielson will then get the Ring of Honor on top of that, too.
Yeah.
So you'll be like the only one with that. So we are getting the time to wrap it up. So any final thoughts?
no, I mean, I'm like I said, curious to see what Raw is gonna be like. But again, I feel like they're really skipping Berlin, and they're gonna really more push for Bad Blood kind of role.
And right now, it's like for me, it's like I miss SummerSlam being at the end of the month.
So true.
That's
Right before school.
Right before. I mean, it was
Yeah,
like,
but some people start school on 14th.
Right.
So
Yeah.
but still, I mean, like for me, it was like, okay, this was your last moment of the summer.
Yeah.
And then school started.
The last party of summer.
Yeah.
Wasn't that even one of their pitches like a couple of years ago? Like this is the last summer party or whatever.
Before you go
schools
back.
closing.
Yeah.
Listen, maiden voyage here at Tom's Production Studio. Stick around because the next time we're going to be even better, even tighter. We'll have a different look. It's going to be nice.
More shows
We'll
to
have
come.
air.
More shows to come out of Tom's.
Hopefully, AC is working that time.
That's it. Brotha's here, 216
Six for
Creator
nine.
Studios. And let me tell you something, brother. Thanks for joining us.